An empire is defined as when a single entity has supreme rule and power over a vast area of territory, populated by peoples of various ethnicity and nationality. This list is based on the various empires' influence, longevity, and power, and as you will see, it contains at least one or two entries that may be considered controversial by some. My only requirement for this list is that the empire be ruled by an emperor or king for most of the time. This excludes modern empires like the United States and the Soviet Union. The entries in this section are organized roughly by influence and size. Welcome back, guys. Hope you are doing well. Today we will discuss top 10 great empires of all time. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on to get notified when we update videos like this one. Let's get into the countdown. Number 10. Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire spanned 3 continents at its peak. That is, from 16th to 17th centuries, controlling much of the southeastern Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. It had 29 provinces and numerous vassal states, some of which were absorbed into the empire later on, while others were granted various levels of autonomy over the course of centuries. For 6 centuries, the empire was at the crossroads of the Eastern and Western worlds. The Ottoman Empire was, in many ways, an Islamic successor to the Eastern Roman Empire, with Constantinople as its capital city, and vast control of lands around the Eastern Mediterranean during the reign of the Suleiman the Magnificent. Number 9. Spanish Empire. More than any other empire at the time, the Spanish Empire proved to be an expert in colonization in the 16th century. Their colonies provided them with 7.5 million square miles of the territory, or approximately 13% of the Earth's landmass. Although the Spanish Empire lasted nearly 4 centuries, its heyday lasted only about 40 years. Spain commissioned expeditions to discover new worlds across the ocean. The 2 most significant were Columbus' accidental discovery of the Americas in 1492 and Vasco da Gama's discovery of India. Then they began to use their resources to gain power, conquering areas in the Central and South America. The Incas of Peru, the Aztecs of the Central America, and the Mayans of the Yucatan were all defeated by the Spanish. The Spanish only settled a few areas in North America, primarily in Florida and on the west coast in what is now Oregon, Alaska, and Washington. They also established themselves in what is now British Columbia, modern-day Canada. Spain also had colonies on the other half of the globe, including Africa and parts of Europe. However, the threat of the military conquest by the other European powers, as well as severe monetary problems, especially after being involved in 2 North American wars, forced Spain to allow most of its colonies to withdraw. Number 8. Persian Empire. The Persian Empire, also known as the Achaemenid Empire, was one of the history's most important ancient civilizations. It lasted from around 550 BCE to 330 BCE and spanned a vast area, stretching from modern-day Iran and Afghanistan to Egypt and Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. Cyrus the Great established the empire by uniting various Persian tribes, deposing the ruling Median dynasty. The Persian Empire expanded its borders through the military conquest and skilled administration under Cyrus and his successors, particularly Darius the Great and Xerxes I. The Persian Empire was famous for its centralized government, efficient bureaucracy, and tolerance for various cultures and religions. It had a well-organized administration, with provinces known as satrapies ruled by satraps appointed by the king. The empire's official religion was Zoroastrianism, but it allowed its subjects to some religious freedom. Number 7. Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Eastern Roman Empire, was the Roman Empire during the Middle Ages, centered on Constantinople, ruled by emperors who succeeded the ancient Roman emperors. It was also known as the Roman Empire and Romania. Despite setbacks and territorial losses, particularly during the Roman, Persian, and Byzantine Arab Wars, the empire remained one of Europe's most powerful economic, cultural, and military forces for over 1,000 years. Number 6. Han Dynasty. During the Chinese period of the Warring States, the entire country was embroiled in a civil war, as the various kingdoms within it competed for supremacy. The Qin state triumphed and absorbed all of China, controlling 40 million people. The Qin dynasty did not last long. It was soon replaced by Han, who eventually controlled China for nearly 400 years. The Han dynasty is known for its cultural and technological advancements, such as the creation of the Confucian-based civil service system. Number 5. British Empire. The British Empire was the largest empire in history at its peak, covering more than 13 million square miles, or roughly a quarter of the total land area of the Earth. It ruled over more than 500 million people, or roughly a quarter of the world's population. It was once said that the sun never sets on the British Empire. As a result, the legacy it left on these conquered lands in terms of political reform, cultural exchanges, and the way of life is enormous. The English language, which it spread, is now the second most widely spoken languages in the world. And many linguists agree that English is the world's de facto standard language. The British Empire is without a doubt one of the most powerful empires in human history. Number 4. Holy Roman Empire. They were considered as superpower of their time during the Middle Ages. At its peak, the Holy Roman Empire included parts of the eastern France, Germany, northern Italy, and western Poland. Despite being a small empire in terms of empires, its impact on history of the Central Europe can still be felt today. The empire was formally dissolved on August 6, 1806, when the last Holy Roman Emperor, Francis II, abdicated in the aftermath of a military defeat by Napoleon's French. Number 3. Russian Empire. From 1721 until the Russian Revolution in 1917, the Russian Empire was a state. It was the successor to the Russian Tsardom and the forerunner of the Soviet Union. It was the world's second largest contiguous empire, only surpassed by the Mongol Empire, and the third largest empire, trailing only the British Empire and the Mongol Empire. The Russian Senate bestowed the emperor title on Peter the Great, resulting in the formation of the Russian Empire. The emperor quickly launched an ambitious campaign to conquer lands all over the world. The Russian Empire's borders stretched from the northern coast of the Asia to the borders of the modern-day Afghanistan and Iran. Number 2. Mongol Empire. It all began when Genghis Khan vowed as a young man to bring the world to its feet. He was almost there. His first act was to unite the desperate Mongolian tribes. Then he set his sights on China, and the rest, as they say, is history. The Mongol Empire stretched from the Vietnam to Hungary, and it was the world's largest contiguous empire. The Mongols have been portrayed as brutal and savage people. The empire's organizational structure allowed for decentralized rule, with local leaders granted autonomy if they pledged loyalty to the Mongol rulers and paid tribute. Despite their reputation for the brutality in battle, the Mongols facilitated cultural exchange and the spread of ideas and trade along the Silk Road. Number 1. Roman Empire. They were ruled by divine kings at first, then it became a republic, and finally an empire. The Roman Empire, or other ancient Rome, is also one of the longest lasting, thanks to an excellent military and administrative system. Ancient Rome lasted a whopping of 2,214 years, from its founding to the fall of the Byzantine Empire. Ancient Rome made significant contribution to the Western world's development of law, war, art, literature, architecture, technology, religion, and language. The Roman Empire's influence can still be felt today, if only because of its influence on the Catholic Church, which borrowed much of its administrative acumen and pageantry from it. That's all for today. We hope you liked this video. Let us know in the comments. Which empire from the list do you find the most fascinating or influential, and why? Additionally, do you believe there are any notable empires that should have been included in the list but were not? See you in the next video. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get new updates.